Hi everybody. I'd like, first of all, I'm going to talk to you about plasma waves. But before I start, if you follow my channel at all, you will notice that I'm in a beautiful studio today. Somebody very kindly created all this for me, and we thought we'd give it a try. And what I'm going to do, if I may, is ask you to contact me and put a comment and say whether you like this studio or whether you prefer me as I used to be, either in our library or in the veranda, just talking to you as I used to before. Because we don't have to use this beautiful studio, but we thought we'd ask your opinion on it, okay? Because it really is a wonderful thing. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you today about plasma waves. Now, if you're interested in esoteric things, you may well have heard people talking recently about a plasma wave surrounding the planet Earth, stopping things from coming in and stopping things from escaping, and toplet bombs and all this sort of stuff. Well, I didn't know anything about any of this, so I contacted my guides, the Great White Brotherhood, and I asked their opinion on this. Is it true or is it not true? And I wrote down word for word what they said, which I'm going to read to you. It's not very long, thank goodness, but I'm going to read it to you, and you can make up your mind whether you agree with what they say or you don't. Now, I would just mention one other thing before I start. They used a phrase. What they actually said was, "It is yet another collective wisdom perpetrated by people of less than good intent." Now, when they used that phrase, they were not talking about the people who make videos about plasma, whatever it is, plasma waves. They were talking actually about the archons that are behind the concept, okay? So I'm not in any way insulting the people that put these videos up talking about plasma waves and toplet bombs and so on. They're talking about the archons behind the scene, okay? Now, I'm just going to read this to you. So it's a bit awkward because I've got this microphone here. But anyway, let's go. The concept of some form of plasma wave surrounding the planet Earth with an invisible barrier of power preventing astral energies from coming and going is entirely false. It is yet another collective wisdom perpetrated by people of less than good intent. That's the archons, with the desire to create a collective thought form that would indeed surround the planet in an impenetrable barrier of negative thought. However, as the knowledge of this idea has not yet spread outside of the group of people interested in esoteric knowledge, and thus have opened themselves to negative intentions, and that this group is very small compared to the world's population, this concept has very little effect in the etheric realm. Now, I'll just stop there and try and explain that, because you may not understand what it means. What they're saying, what my guides are saying, is that the more people think that something is true, those thought waves go into the etheric realm and actually form a sort of reality. So even if something is not true, if people think about it enough and there's enough people that believe that something is true, it actually becomes, in a way, true. Okay? So they're saying that because there's very few people actually know and think about this concept of plasma waves and toplet bombs, it's not really gaining momentum in the etheric realm. Anyway, I'll go on. It is important to all students of the mysteries of life to realize that there are always negative entities circulating in the etheric realms, and if a person who has not followed a course of spiritual training given by teachers well versed in esoteric knowledge, both the student and the teacher could find themselves in contact with negative energies circulating in the etheric realm that would convince them of the point of view being expressed. This information might range from endless reincarnation through the various plasma and toplet bombs ideas to the conviction that God itself does not exist and we are all abandoned in a sea of despair. All this, of course, is nothing but fantasy, fiction presented as fact. The truth has been presented in our various talks and discussions. It is true that there are entities variously known as archons, greys, reptilians, etc., but these beings, being very negative in nature, cannot come into our reality except by invitation. Thus, if someone invites contact with these creatures, they can become influenced by them and can be subjected to their negativity. Equally, we all live in our unique universes created by our minds or higher selves, depending on the degree of spirituality of the person. Thus, if someone of low vibration starts to believe that archons and their various creations are real, he invites them into his reality. From there, it is an easy step to be influenced by them and to be told that we are living in a prison dimension with endless incarnations and total control by these entities. For those who believe this, they mould their reality around these concepts, and so for them it is real. For others of a more elevated consciousness, such concepts are anathema. Their belief in God and a spiritual life would be strong enough for them to dismiss this archonic invasion of the mind and to retain their belief in God, the creator of all that is good and holy. In such circumstances, there would be no place for the concept of negative invasion of the mind to take place, no concept that God would allow his people to remain endlessly in prison. In such circumstances, only the concepts that are righteous and holy could exist. Therefore, the created reality would be one of goodness, peace, and holiness. Thus, as is so often the case, we have this dilemma, this dichotomy between good and bad, holy and evil, God and devil. These different opinions are important, as has been previously explained, in order to keep the universe in balance. But rest assured that there is enough negativity in the world without the needing of the human population of Earth adding to it. We do not desire people to believe in an archon invasion, nor an alien invasion. There is no need for people to believe in the prison planet concept, nor of plasma traps, nor of endless reincarnations. All these things have been created to promote fear, the food of archons. Thus, people are feeding the hand that is biting them. This foolish act has endured for long enough. It is time for people to wake up and realize that they have been lied to for so long, how their minds have been enslaved and their mentalities driven to almost imbecility by the simple fact of accepting a false idea, the Archon invasion. Nearly finished. This this concept is false, based on lies, and the object was and is to create fear. So it is time for the people to wake up and turn towards the truth that is within their hearts, to find the one true God of love, peace, and harmony. Then will the artificial barriers created by the minds of man and kept in place by their beliefs, the plasma fields, be taken down and the earth liberated from the forces of evil. Right, that's what they said, and I'm going to stop there. I will just say, for those who are perhaps a bit confused, that we create our own realities, and that which we believe is true for us. Thoughts are things. People that believe they're in a prison planet, in a way, are. People that believe that there are endless reincarnations, they will find out that there isn't when their own incarnation is finished, but for the moment they are convinced that reincarnation goes on, and that is what people believe, and it's a kind of reality that they create. So what they're trying to say to us is forget all that nonsense, go back to the concept that we are looked after by this force we call God. We are part of and totality of this force we call God, and God would never put us in a difficult situation of endless reincarnations, of endless misery, of endlessly being trapped here on earth. And that's the point that the Great White Brotherhood are making. Okay, so I thank you for listening. Don't forget, if you like or don't like this beautiful new studio that's been created, please contact me and tell me what you think. And if you want me to go back to the old way of just sitting in front of wherever I happen to be, I'll do that. If you want me to continue in this studio, I will, but I don't have to. It's people have given me a choice, okay? And I would like you to decide, because it's you that watch these videos. And I thank you very much for doing so. Okay, and I'll speak to you again soon on another topic. There's such a lot going on at the moment. There's so many downloads of information that I'm getting that I'm going to have to increase the number of videos that I make to keep up with it all. Okay, but for now, thank you and goodbye.